Welcome back to District News Now. Trey Dyer is here with This Week in Sports. Trey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Taylor?
I'm pretty good.
How are you, Trey?
I'm doing well, Maureen. It's good to see you guys.
Yep. So how does it look this for March Madness?
Oh, it's getting pretty crazy down to the Elite Eight. There's been some upsets. There's been some good games, and we'll look into one in a couple of minutes. So let's jump right into it. Peyton Manning sent shockwaves through the Mile High City this week, choosing the Denver Broncos as his new home. The four-time MVP and Super Bowl champion signed a 5-year deal worth $96 million. The Broncos organization is hoping that Manning will fill the void left by former Hall of Famer and current Bronco Vice President John Elway. The NFL made a strong statement Wednesday, suspending the Saints head coach Sean Payton for 1 year for the team's involvement in a player bounty system. Masterminded by Saints defensive coordinator Greg Williams, defensive players were rewarded financially for injuring players on the opposing team. Williams has been suspended indefinitely, and the Saints will lose their second-round draft picks the next 2 years. With Manning taking over the reins in Denver, fan-favorite quarterback Tim Tebow will be traded to the New York Jets for 2 late-round draft picks. The deal cannot be completed until Saturday because of a clause in Tebow's contract. NFL experts believe Jets head coach Rex Ryan will cater to Tebow's ability and create a wildcat package for him to run. Moving on to March Madness, Syracuse takes on Wisconsin. 12 seconds left, the Orange up by 1. Wisconsin guard Jordan Taylor throws up a hopeful 3 with seconds left. Miss, rebounded by Josh Gasser, but it was too late. The Orange hang on to advance to the Elite Eight. Syracuse head coach Jim Boeheim had this to say after the game.
It's one of the best games I've been involved with in a long time. I think the best game anybody's ever played against us and didn't beat us. They made 14 threes, and usually that's enough. But I'm really proud of our players. Every time they came back and went ahead, we had an answer for it.
She said witty banter.
So what do you guys think? Who's going to win it all in the March Madness tournament?
I'm not sure. I'm just glad Duke's out, to be quite honest.
I think we all are.
KU's going to win.
All right,
Definitely.
back to you guys.
WMATA is considering yet another Metro fare hike, but do riders think the increase is fair? Suze Bernard has the story.
It will cost you more to ride DC Metro trains starting July 1st if the transit system's leaders get their way. WMATA announced in January that they plan to increase Metro fares up to 5% during peak hours. The increase also provides a bigger incentive for people to get a SmartTrip card because all paper fare card trips will cost $6 each way during peak hours. The prices may cause some commuters to change their habits.
Especially if it's like $6 each way, that's a lot of money. I mean, I would think about alternatives. I know that I can walk. A lot of the places I go are not too far from here, but yeah, I would probably search for alternatives that are cheaper.
The fare increase is intended to close a $116 million shortfall in next year's operating budget.
Man, they didn't really tell us why they're happening. They pretty much keep saying that we're falling short of, what they expect for us to make for the year. Me, myself, I mean, I think they really do need it, but I think it's fair or not, no. I mean, we went up last year, but when we went up last year, we hadn't went up in a while, and we were like one of the cheapest, fares in like the nation as far as the public transportation system.
Public hearings on the fare options are scheduled for February 27th to March 7th. People can submit formal testimonies at the 6 public meetings, which will be held in D.C., Virginia, and Maryland.
Will a new law scare smokers into quitting? Here's Alessandra Conti with the story.
There's a new law requiring cigarette packages to show graphic images and warnings about the dangers of smoking. Monday, the Federal Appeals Court ruled that all tobacco products must have a warning label that covers half of its packaging. The labels will show 9 graphic images that the FDA has chosen. Some DC residents say that the new warning labels won't make any difference to smokers.
And like once you smoke, you don't actually care whether it kills you or not, because like all these things happens like in long term. So you always tend to believe that nothing will happen to you.
Health educator Alan Duffy says that the law may not have much of an impact.
The reality is it works more as a kind of a fear-mongering tactic. It'll impact some people. I'd say maybe 5 or 10% of people will start thinking more about quitting smoking because of it.
Others say that they think that the new disturbing images will help smokers put their cigarettes down.
I am in favor of all these limitations that they are putting on smoking, I must say. Yeah, because I find it that, it really contributes to, a health problem that we really don't need to have.
Tobacco companies are fighting back, saying that the new law will infringe on their free speech rights. They question whether or not the new images are constitutional. For District News Now, this is Alessandra Conti.
Whitney Houston's initial autopsy report has been released. The LA Coroner's Office reports Houston died from an accidental drowning in a hotel bathtub, but heart disease and cocaine use were major factors in her death. According to the report, the pop star consumed cocaine immediately before her death. The test also found other drugs in her body, including marijuana, anti-anxiety drug Xanax, allergy medicine Benadryl, and muscle relaxant Flexerol. Houston's family says that they are saddened by the results, but happy to get closure.
The new movie The Hunger Games earns a record-breaking $19 million during midnight screenings alone. Men, women, and children lined up to see the long-anticipated release. Last night's record is the highest midnight total ever for a non-sequel movie. The Hunger Games is based in a post-utopian society following a civil war which divided the country into separate districts. 2 minors are chosen to fight to the death in a televised broadcast. The Hunger Games is also the 7th highest midnight total overall, behind 3 Harry Potter and Twilight films.
It may be springtime, but a new social gaming app is keeping people glued to their smartphones. Draw Something is the newest smartphone game to surge in popularity. According to Forbes magazine, the game has topped 30 million downloads on the iTunes App Store and Android market since its release in February. More than 1 million new users are downloading the game each day. Players work together in the game to guess each other's drawings and earn virtual currency. Users can connect the game to their social networking accounts and easily play with Facebook friends and Twitter followers. Draw Something isn't the first game to take advantage of the social networks. Words Hanging and Scramble with Friends are also twists on classic games that include Facebook and Twitter integration. Why is a former teacher living out of her car? Alla Ivanova finds out after the break.